Zegt Avoda zara daf nun ches. I'm on all 8 lines in the top. Rabbi that said, when I reached to the city of Pumadisa, Akanach Meni. Abaye had surrounded me with questions, Mishmaita from the Sugya of Amoraim, Asnisa, from Tanaim of Abraisa, the Asa, that they answered all the wine that was stirred by a guy and Bahana. Not like Rabbi had said that it's mutter. Rabbi explained the kashas. Shmaitza, what was the sugya of the Amoraim that he said it was Aser, the who of the Dahav and Hadad? There was a story that was in Hadad, where a guy stirred the wine of a Yid, but not L'Shem Nisach Yayin. Rabbi Shmuel and Shmuel said that the wine is Aser Ba'ana. Same to, there was a story in Tveria. Was Rabbi Yochanan? Rabbi Yochanan was in Tveria. The Rabbi Yochanan asked the wine Ba'ana, not like Rabbi who was Mate Ba'ana. And I answered on his questions that Shmuel and Rabbi Yochanan, the reason why they answered it, because Lefi Sheina B'nei Torah, because those people are not bucking the halachas, and if you're going to be mata them in this wine, they will come to be noyeg heta, even in wine where a guy stirred it l'shem yayin nesach. Ramali and Abai said to me, Tvei unanado, I never they Torah. What do you, the people of Tveria and Hado are not b'nei Torah, but your people of Mechuzah are? No difference. So just like in Tveria, it's going to be also for sure, it's going to be also Mechuzah. So, Masnisa, what was the Braisa of Tanoim that he asked them to show that it's us Barnoi for Goy stirs the wine? The Agadomim, those inspectors that inspected for price gouging and the measures and the weight scales to see if they're correct. Who was a guy that he drilled a hole from into the barrel, but meinekes, and was sucking up some wine from the barrel of a hella, and he brought it into his mouth in order to taste the wine. If it was diluted like properly, so oishetam, or he tasted it, the wine in hakois, from a kois that he took out from the barrel, and then the leftovers, he returned lechavis to the barrel. So he says in this way was the story, and he asked it. Racham asked the wine. What was the kavanah of the Braisa that they asked when it says they asked the wine? La ba'ana. Isn't it not that they asked it even ana, which contradicts Rava? Says Gemara Loi. And it says no. Maybe they only asked it b'shtiya. That's the kavanah. So Abai said, how could you say that? If so, Yimache, listener Yimache, it should have said that he's allowed to sell the wine. That's it. The exact same lashon like we learned in the Sefer. Charam, a person who is who's spontaneous, more than spontaneous. He's just out of the box right away. He does compulsively. He's a compulsive person. So he did things shalei b'kavana. A guy that stuck his hand into the barrel. He thinking that it was oil, he was compulsive. And him say Shayayin, and he found that it was wine. Says the Gemara, this was the actual story. The Chacham said Yimached, that it should be sold. So you see that the lashon is Yimached. If you want to say that it's mutar b'ana, you should have said Yimached. You can't say asa means that it's mutar b'ana and just asa to drink. Here you have a beferish raya from this Braisa that they said that from this story that they use the lashon Yimached to Yufta Rava to Yufta. So it's a kasha and Rava that you can't say that asa meant only that it's asa b'shtiya, but it's mutar b'ana, because if it was only asa b'shtiya mutar b'ana, he would have said Yimached. Rabbi Yechon ben Asa, Rabbi Yisrael no Hiroi, Rabbi Yasmin kashas chamra. They were sitting and drinking wine. Asa who gathered, it was this person that came Yamalei Tashkinan, and they said to this person, pour us wine. After this guy pour them wine, it was revealed to them this person who they asked to pour them wine was a goy. Chad, one asked it even another. One was matter even in drinking. Rabbi Shimon ben Levi had said, "Man, the one that said it's aser, he said right. Man, shari shapa shari, and the one that said it's even mutter to drink, he's also right. Man, the says you might like the story." That one person, the two people were arguing, and he said to one that you're right, and the other guy came with a tiny, he says, but I have a tiny, he says, you're also right. So the third person said, how could they both be right? He says, you're also right. Anyway, he says, the one who says, maybe meaning, the one that says, the one that says is us, maybe the guy for sure was thinking in his heart, they were thinking, what? Such cheshbon, Talmidei Chacham only drinking beer? For sure it's wine. And so since he knew it was cheshbon wine, so he did it as yayin nesach, and that's why it's not afil ba'ana. Manda shari, shapa shari. The one that was matir. Because maybe even to drink, maybe because this guy's going to say in his mind, is it possible that these Cheshvei Abanim, who, if they're drinking wine, would tell me to go and pour them the wine? For sure not. So why they ask me to pour the wine? It's surely beer that they're drinking. And therefore he didn't do it in the shame Yainesa. But for sure, when he was pouring or diluting the wine, he was able to see. Says, "You want to Layla? It was by night." But you want about Kamerichle? He could smell it. And you want about it was new wine where it doesn't give off this scent. But you want about Kanaga Bay Benatla? But the time that he was taking the wine out of the chavis into the kli, the guy touched it into the wine through pouring it into the kli. Says you want to have a lay and that's part of the kasha, and it's a guy touching it shalebi kavana and should be asa. And you want to lay tzikha here. It's talking about the kamedik haydoike. It's talking about that he directly poured from the barrel into the shisel. And this is considered only koich shalebi kavana, and any nevechel koich shalebi kavana and negia through koichai, which was done unintentionally, like Azabari Rabbanan. The Rabbanan were not goizen, it's mutter even to drink. You might have asked the Shai made asked him Rabbi Yochanan and Yain, wine that a guy diluted over years in order to make it fit to drink. What's going to be the din? So before Rabbi Yochanan answered, Amalei, Rabbi Yochanan said to Rabbi Asi, why are you using Lashon Mesachai? The Ema Mezage, that's the normal Lashon, that he diluted. Amalei, Anokilasu Kamina. I was saying the Lashon of the Pasik. Tavcha, Tivchi, Pepid, the meat, the Mascha, Yena, and he diluted the wine. That's the Lashon of the Torah. Amalei, Rabbi Yochanan said, L'shein Torah Latzma, L'shein Chacham Latzma. There's Taka L'shein Torah, but the L'shein we're talking about the Lashon that people talk, the Lashon Chachamim. So use the Lashon Chachamim Mezage. Rabbi said, nevertheless, what's the thing about my shaila? Amalei, Rabbi Yochanan answer, also, it's also afilu to drink if the guy diluted the wine. Why? Just like by a nazir, we tell him he's not allowed to drink wine, so we keep him away even from vineyards. We tell him, go around the vineyard, don't come close to the vineyard, just to keep him away from coming to drink the wine. So here the same thing we're saying, even though he's diluting it with water, he's not touching the wine. Nevertheless, we do it as a hachaka. Rabbi Yirmiyah Ikla Sipsa. Rabbi Yirmiyah came to the place Sipsa. Havachamar the Masgeh. He saw wine that a guy diluted, and the Eden were drinking. Amalahu. So Rabbi Yirmiyah said to the Yisraelim that don't drink it. You're not allowed to drink it. Because just like by a nazir we do like hachaka, so to here that we tell a nazir go around the vineyard in order he shouldn't come to drink wine, so too by the dilution of wine, we tell the Yid not to drink it. Itmanav, we also learned, Amar Rabbi Yechon had said, Amar Rabbi Asi, Rabbi Asi said the name of Yechon and Yain Shemazage, Evik Chavim, also wine that a goy diluted is us to drink. Mishum late Amrin Neziras Cheschel Kamalai. Just like by a nazir, we did that. We told him to go around the vineyard that he shouldn't come to drink wine. So too, why a guy diluting the wine, even though it's mutter for the Yid to drink, we say no, he shouldn't drink it. It's us. Shlakish Klub, it's Butzer. Shlakish came to the city of Butzer in Babel. Chaz, he saw the Kachli Perid Lemas, he saw that a Yid was eating Peters that were not gemaised, and Shlakish said to them that it's usher till you take off Maisa, because he thought that city is Betzer, which is mentioned in the Torah, which is one of the other miklid in the Tchum of Eretz Yisrael, which is Mechuyev Maisa. Chazer Ma'ir Sag he saw water that going were they were idolizing the water. With Shasi Yisrael, and he drank from it. And he asked the Yidden to drink, even to have enough from it. Also, Rabbi Yechon came before Rabbi Yechon. Rabbi Yechon says, while your coat is on you, before you sit down, Zilhada, go immediately return to your city, or to the city that you came from. Batzar, because the Batzar that is mentioned in the Torah Lav, Hainu Batzar, is not the Batzar that you were in, that's not part of the Tchum of Eretz Yisrael, it's part of Babel. And also those the waters that you asked, tell them it's mutter. Because the water that the guy idolized cannot become us, because he cannot ask the it belongs to the public. Goes according to his reason. Water of Rabbin cannot be aser by a yachid to aser water that belongs by bowing to it or idolizing it. Cannot aser water that belongs to the public. Mashma had a yachid, if it was a yachid, Nasara would become asa. In fact, the one of a typically say that it shouldn't be asa because the it's mechubel kaka. The water is mechubel kaka, and it shouldn't become asa because of a zara. And the one of like over here, it's talking about Tashin and Golu, that the wave cut off the water from the regular water, from the flowing water, so it was a separate water. In fact, you might understand the teretz, even if the water was separated, it's safe. It should be just like stones that were dislodged from the mountain. This time, the that the stones that were dislodged from the mountain and they were idolized, that's what they're also. So you want to let Sikha over here. It's Rabbi Yechon didn't have to be mated only by Mayim Sharabim. But the tafchin b'yadei that the goy took with his own hands milamata and he separated it and then he served it, then it's taka going to be the goy's. It's going to be the goy's and it will become asa because there's the tfisa, there's in the intervention of man's hand. But here there was no intervention of man's hand, therefore it's going to be mutter. Stop it.